The U.S. announcing Operation Economic Outcast. The goal here to isolate Iran by economically choking it off from the rest of the world. The Trump administration unveiling dozens of new sweeping sanctions and warning other countries and companies against doing business with the regime. Just moments ago, President Trump saying Tehran is already feeling the squeeze, posting, quote, "The failing Islamic Republic of Iran is not paying large segments of their military, while at the same time killing protesters, even when they're not protesting, at levels not seen before. It is a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions and must be stopped now." Joining us now to talk about this, Jonathan Schanzer, the executive director at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies and a former U.S. Treasury terrorism finance analyst. Jonathan, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us today. So the goal with this is to cut off basically every single source of revenue for Iran, and other countries are starting to get on board with this. We just saw over the weekend the UAE announced they're suspending all trade with Iran. We're talking about $6 billion worth. Do you see that as a game changer?
It is huge. I mean, first, let me just say, I think the regime is already in bad shape, and I think we can see that because the currency is now at 2 million to the dollar, and you just get a sense that we've done a huge amount of work voiding out, 40% of their GDP through some of the strikes. Now we're looking at the additional pressure being heaped on by Secretary Bessent, Donald Trump, and the rest of the Trump administration. And I got to say, the UAE looks like it is a pivotal place to start. This is a country that, despite the fact that it's normalized with Israel, despite the fact that it is a close ally of the United States, they have allowed Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah. I mean, we see assets of the Iranian regime parked over there in the Persian Gulf. And this is the way that the regime has been accessing the U.S.-led banking system. You cut that off and you get a sense that the regime is going to be in really bad shape. It's not the only place where they do business, but it's a convenient place, and it actually amounts to real money. This could be a game changer.
Yeah, Iran's economy has been getting absolutely crushed. Their inflation rate right now estimated to be at about 66%. You mentioned the Iranian rial, the value of which is just plummeting. 2 million Iranian rials for every single U.S. dollar. And then take a look at this chart right here, going back to early 2025. This is how that Iranian rial's value has fallen off a cliff since the start of last year and continuing through the war with Iran. Just give us your reaction to looking at that. I mean, even after the MOU fell apart, you see it nosedive even further.
Yeah, I mean, look, what I think this all points to is that the fundamentals of the Iranian economy have been in shambles for quite some time. I mean, before the war, it was in bad shape. Now it's even worse thanks to the pressure that the Trump administration has been heaping on. In some ways, this is just a race of two different timelines, right? The Iranians think that they can outweight Donald Trump, that they think that maybe the drop in munitions, the spike in the price of oil, the pressure from the midterms, that's going to squeeze the president and perhaps get him to capitulate or make a bad deal. And now what we're seeing is that maybe it's actually a different timeline. It's the timeline through which the Iranian regime collapses economically and maybe even politically as well. Look, at the end of the day, I know that the Trump administration doesn't like to talk about regime change, but I got to say, if we continue to heap this pressure on and to isolate this regime, it's actually quite possible that it does collapse. And if you ask me, that would not be the worst thing.
China gets a whole lot of crude oil from Iran, and yesterday Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was asked directly, is China above these sanctions? What are you going to do if they violate it? Here's what he said.
Is the very delicate trade truce with China something that could prohibit you from going that far and taking that very big step?
We want to make clear here today that no one is above the reach of U.S. sanctions. That if they facilitate transactions and are part of the ecosystem that turns Iranian oil into money, into repression, they will be targeted.
Jonathan, got about 30 seconds left here. Your thoughts on that answer? He essentially says China will be retaliated against if they don't play ball here.
Look, we've already seen a handful of entities in both mainland China and Hong Kong that got hit with sanctions yesterday. I'd like to see some small banks, then medium-sized, then large banks if the Chinese don't comply. We've got a summit coming up high drama there, and I hope Donald Trump sticks to his guns.
All right, got to leave it there. Jonathan Schanzer, thanks so much for coming on this morning. Appreciate your thoughts.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.